Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Now, Kenyans, I've listened to a certain video from Mijungu, and I want us to go through that video. Mijungu is trying to advise the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, that the way he's seeing the signals is like these members of parliament are going to impeach him. And so he is requesting Rigathi Gachagua that by Friday, ipate kama ameresign. Reason being, Rigathi Gachagua has tested the leadership, and he understands the sweetness in leadership. And for these people to go and impeach him, then in a certain period of time, Rigathi Gachagua will not vie for any seat. He will not vie for any seat. And he will not occupy any public office, until further notice. So for him not to gamble, let him resign by Friday, because on Tuesday next week, these members of parliament are going to impeach him. Because Mijungu is assuring Rigathi Gachagua that these members of parliament in the National Assembly, they are going to seal that impeachment. Because they are going to submit this report to the Senate. And again, if the Senate is going to validate this, Mijungu is saying that Rigathi Gachagua is going to be impeached by Senate also. And so the only thing that Rigathi Gachagua should do is to resign. But again, after resigning, there is a trouble in paradise. And this trouble is that still this Kenya Kwanza government will take him to court. By taking him to court, there are several allegations that are there. But again, the way I usually ask before we watch Mijungu, who is clean in this government? Nani msafi kama pamba? I want you to look at and listen to Mijungu. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, ensure you like the video. Because sometimes you watch the video, you finish, and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder. As you watch the video, ensure you like the video. Thank you so much for that like. Let us listen to Mijungu.
Well, I wish I could say that I told you so, right? But I will not say that. I didn't tell you. It's come to pass that the motion was tabled, and by the person I guessed will actually table the motion. But I'm here to tell you how things are going to pan out in the next few days, because Parliament, as you have seen, as it has been demonstrated today, is going to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. It's happening next week on Tuesday. They are voting. They are impeaching him. The first deputy president to be impeached will be Rigathi Gachagua. Na itakuwa ikuwe funzo kwa wale wengine wenye wako na ambitions kama za deputy president. But hii ni story inawachapia. So let's now talk about Rigathi's option now that the motion is before Parliament. One, today is Tuesday. I see Rigathi resigning by Friday. Why? He has to protect, he has to self-preserve, he has to protect his ambitions, because he's tested the pie and he knows how sweet it is. So he'd want to be president someday. The only way he's going to be president is if he's still in the game. The only way to remain in the game for Rigathi Gachagua is to resign. But will he? Because Ruto is not going to save him. Will he? Well, let's say he doesn't. Then full process next week on Tuesday, he's impeached. Then on Thursday, Speaker of the Senate, Amason Jeffa Kingi, receives the bill or the motion. And now the process of validating what National Assembly had done begins. They'll even call for public participation in form of memorandums and all that. Senate, take it from me, will impeach Rigathi Gachagua. because that's how it is. So let's say that happens, right? What happens? He will never be eligible to run for any elective position in this country again, to hold a position. So that's why I'm saying that he has to resign. I'm giving him until Friday. He will resign. Then, what happens next? Because if he resigns, have you seen the petition? Inbox me, I'll send you the whole copy. Look at it. There are criminal charges. There are criminal charges against Rigathi Gachagua. He'll be taken to court. If he resigns, they're taking him to court on those criminal allegations. Money laundering, abuse of office, using his office for personal gain, all those things. They are able to take him to court. They'll charge him. And still at the end of the process, what happens to a public officer who has been charged? So they'll take him to court. His only option is resign, but even if he resigns, he'll go to court. But I'm moving the story now to day 2 of the story. What I told you is going to happen has happened. Now the other issue is, let's move forward. So who takes over from Rigathi Gachagua? My bet, again, my qualified bet, the president will return this to Central Kenya, to the mountain, east or west. And I'll give you 3 options. Mark three of these options. First on the table, Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru. Remember when the president was the National Prayer Breakfast? When he said it's time to choose a woman? Anne Waiguru, first option on the table. Gladys Wanga Chana nayo, she will not. He can never be taken to that. Broad-based government ilisha, malilisha. So not Gladys Wanga. Second on the table, this is a surprise, but the most intriguing and interesting. Kimani Ichung'wah, number 2. Number 3 on that list, who to me, not because of any bias, is the least favorite, is Kithure Kindiki. Yes, he could be next deputy president. But I think in the grand scheme of things for the president, he has to appease the mountain. Where does he go? East or west? Kirinyaga is the safer bet. Ichung'wah, there will be that fight of Kiambu and all those things, but he's also a bet. Remember, he's very faithful. And let me confirm this to you. Faithful to the president. You remember before the broad-based government, John Mbadi, when he was somewhere huko kwa huko Suba kwetu huko, what did he do? He is the one who went against the grain and even told off James Orengo. And he said if he's given this position, he's ready to pick it. Now, the same people that the president and the deputy president used to bring down Uhuru Kenyatta and the whole Azimio team, especially the ones Akina Jeremiah Kioni who are from the mountain region, are the same people who are pushing for the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. Forefront is Kimani Ichung'wah. Kimani Ichung'wah has accepted this position already. He could be given this. So 3 options. 1, number 1 favorite, Anne Waiguru. 2, Kimani Ichung'wah. And number 3, the good professor, Kithure Kindiki. But where does he come from? That's the disadvantage to him. How many votes can he consolidate? That's a disadvantage, but top 3. Take it to the bank. I work for KTN. Watch, by the way. If you want to know all these things are true, keep watching KTN. I'll be on air tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll tell you more of this. Impeached. It's happening.
So that is the statement of Ken Mijungu. But now, what is this that maybe if these members of parliament are not going to impeach him? Because there is a video I have analyzed during morning hours. It is doing very well. It is all over I think 30,000 views. But now, there's something here I want Rigathi Gachagua now to rush into. There are several advices that Rigathi Gachagua will be given, that you go and resign. But truly, when you look at these members of parliament, might not impeach him. That is an assurance, because these members of parliament, they are also coming into their right senses. Who is clean? That is the question I've asked. If then Rigathi Gachagua is to be impeached, then all of them should be impeached. all of them, these people, should be impeached. That is my stand all the way. So regarding Gachagua to come and resign, for me, this is not the right time. Let him just give these individuals to gamble with this impeachment. Because I cannot assure you that if Rigathi Gachagua is going to resign, what next? Yes, he's going to save his ambition in politics. Then in future, or 2027, he can vie for any seat. But what if resign, na hii members hata threshold yao ingefika kuimpeach yeye? Because remember, ile sign yenye hao watu walisign pale kwa parliament, wakati walikuwa na table that motion, is not assurance that they are going to vote so. I've analyzed a video here where some members of parliament, especially those who signed that motion, they are withdrawing. So assurance there is, Kenyans. Let us wait. For me, according to where I'm sitting, as a young Kenyan, I don't think if Rigathi Gachagua should be impeached. Nani msafi kwa hii serikali? If they are blaming Rigathi Gachagua is corrupt, na Rigathi Gachagua ameiba bilioni za pesa, kuna mtu ameshaiba trilioni za pesa. So you cannot convince me Rigathi Gachagua ni msafi, ni chafu, William Ruto ni msafi. That is my point of argument. So hii maneno Ken Mijungu kusema kwamba Arasha aenda resign, I don't see any need for that. Wacha tutumpe time. Wacha Rigathi Gachagua risk. But one thing I know, these members of parliament are going to make a U-turn. I'm telling you. They're going to make a U-turn. Because they have realized, upon their right senses, wamegundua kwamba hapana, kwa nani mchafu? Na hata kama wamesema Rigathi Gachagua ako na kiburi, ni nani ana kiburi kwa hii serikali? Ladies and gentlemen, drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye till you meet in another video.